Good morning, Washington, Baltimore, all the ships at sea. Welcome to Dave TV for the 18th of January, 2013, a Friday. Uh, you know, I grew up, I guess, I was a kid back in the late 60s, early 70s. That's when I was kind of, that's when I first got into television and all that, watching it. And, back then, of course, this late 60s, early 70s, we didn't have the internet. We didn't have video cassettes. We didn't have DVDs. We didn't have computers. We had television. And, television back then, you had it was color. We got color TV back then, way back then. You had a TV set. You put it down. You plugged it in. You hooked a little antenna on the back, either something on your roof or a little, rabbit ear thing on top. And you got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 channels. You got the 3 major networks. You got a public TV station. You got a couple indies with some old reruns of Astro Boy and Star Trek, and that was it. That was your television, and that was all you needed. And there was cool stuff on every night, and that's all you did. You didn't have to pay anything, other than buying the set and paying the power bill. That was it. That was it. Everything was right there. Today, of course, it's a different world. It's most, hundreds and thousands of channels and digitals and premium channels and different packages and television sets that, that you have to call someone to set them up, and cable boxes that you have to be constantly rebooted, and you're on with technical support all the time, and bills, lots of bills. Anyhow, I get this thing from Comcast the other day. It's the 2013 list of charges. Look at this thing. This is it, 6 pages, okay? This is all the stuff they can charge you for and you can get. Triple play packages, Xfinity TV, digital services, basic and digital ancillary services, international channels, pay-per-view and on-demand subscription services, sports packages, video equipment, installation fees, reactivation fees, miscellaneous fees, telephone voice service, internet services, premium channels, etc., etc. It's just, and you sit there and this is interesting reading for a geek like me, but it's just to read all this stuff and go, oh my God, it's a different world. And I don't know, is it really any better? To get 300 channels and you still only watch 5 or 6 of them, right? I don't know. Hey, how about this? The Washington Post, proud. Turn to page 2, dos, as they say in the hip lingo there. And here are the corrections. Let's see, there's 1 correction, 2 corrections, 3 corrections, 4 corrections, 5 corrections, 6 corrections, 7. Hey, 7 corrections. Ding, ding, ding. 7 is your lucky number. The sweet apple chicken curry recipe. They even got that wrong in the January 6th food section. Misstated the amount of flour called for. Man! They got the dates of Condoleezza Rice being Secretary of State wrong. They misidentified a D.C. landlord in the real estate section. Yeah. They got the Fillmore Silver Springs band concert schedule wrong. Man! And then, to cap it all off, Post suspends reporter over attribution. Of course, they have suspended their Mexican bureau chief, William Booth, for 3 months because he plucked a few lines from a scientific journal without crediting the scientific journal. No. No, you don't do that. What else is there? What else was there? There was another article in here somewhere that I wanted to show you. Where did I put that? Hold on. I think, yeah, here it is. And then another interesting little tidbit article this morning that caught my eye right here. Verizon 911 failures, part of pattern of neglect. I get Verizon. Here in my condo complex, we don't have Verizon Fios because they just never bothered to wire us. So we're stuck with Comcast is good. It's as good as anything. But anyhow, we have just Verizon old-fashioned copper line phone. And you go out there and you look at these Verizon boxes out by the street, and they are falling apart. The wires are all dangling out of the boxes. The covers are all hanging off. Sometimes they have duct tape around them to hold them together. I mean, that's Verizon's network. But this interesting article here about Verizon, just, how they had the whole 9/11 failure back there at that Durate show in late June of last year. But an interesting quote here. Verizon has allowed its equipment and facilities at many of its offices to deteriorate, a Virginia regulation report states. They're talking, it is pretty shocking that the system has been allowed to deteriorate to such a degree. And they were talking about how, literally some of their buildings are falling apart and wires are hanging out of facilities and things are, it's amazing. In one building, obsolete and discontinued equipment continues to function. An office where the brick veneer wall was falling onto adjacent property and a backup battery had not been tested since 2009. Now, this is on the back page of the Metro section. It should have been on the front page of the paper, But, of course, hey, one of the largest advertisers in the Washington Post is, that's right, Verizon. So... what you gonna do about that, huh? Congrats to Ken Merson, a good buddy. I don't even know Ken, but he's advertised on my website for a while. He's a good guy. I like Ken. Ken is going to start a new gig. He's going to be doing the 50s on 5 nostalgic music channel there on Sirius XM starting in February. Going to be doing the evening shift from 6 to midnight. So congratulations to Ken, a really cool guy. He's been doing fill-in work lately on 94.7 Fresh FM. And he goes back a long ways. He worked at the old Baltimore. Remember the old WBSB B104 in Baltimore? He was on that. He was on the old QSR back when it was a cool oldie station. And I think he even worked at WCBM back when it was an adult contemporary station in the Metro Media days. So Ken's a cool guy, and it's good for him. Okay, the new WUS. Why am I talking like that? The new WUSA logo. I did watch WUSA yesterday evening, watch their news, and they do have a cleaner looking little bar thing at the bottom instead of all this clutter on the screen. And they've also come up with a brand new logo, which of course you can see on dcrtv.com. I posted some stuff on Facebook yesterday, and okay, here's the new logo in case you haven't seen it on there it is right there. See it there? Blah, 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 blah. WUSA. Generally, most people didn't like it. We got about 30, 40 comments, and generally negative. People thought it looked kind of retro. They thought it looked kind of 70s looking, that kind of red, white, and blue kind of bicentennial stuff. So, I don't know. I think it's okay. It's as good as anything. Logo's a logo. I think the worst logo is Channel 50. I hate that thing they put down in the corner, that CW50 thing. And this looks just cluttery, ugly looking thing. And I got a problem with Channel 50. I've been watching, Comcast. I watch them on 803 here, which is high def. And I like to watch the 2 Seinfeld episodes at 6 o'clock because I've been getting back into Seinfeld. And the last 3 or 4 nights, every time Seinfeld comes on, the picture starts to pixelate and jitter, and there's, and the sound goes out and all this stuff. But I flip around, and it's not happening on any of the other channels. Now that can happen when your cable signal level gets a little low. You start to get a lot of channels with that happening. But if it's only happening on one channel, there's probably something wrong with that station. So I emailed one of my friends over at Comcast technical department yesterday, and they said they saw it too, and they think it's a problem with the station. Apparently, Channel 50 sends out a feed to Comcast, and something's gone goofy with that. But I've noticed that the last couple nights. So I'm just telling Channel 50, those crack engineers over there at Tribune need to start looking at that signal, because there's a lot of people here are getting, it's looking pretty bad. It's looking bad. So, take some time off from those bankruptcy things and work on your signal there, Channel 50. It's a mess. And get rid of those on-screen ads during shows. I don't like those. Okay, there's already enough promotional clutter at the bottom of the screen, but when you've got ads coming up at the bottom of the screen during shows, that stinks. So there. That's why I'm mad at Channel 50. What's his name? Jim Byrne? Is that his name? I think he follows me on Twitter. It seems like a pretty cool guy, but get your station ship shape, huh? It's a mess. All right, folks. What else is going on today here on Dave TV? I've been having a little bit of troubles with our DCR TV Oregon, DCR.net addresses. I don't know what's up with those. They're funneled through some server somewhere. Haven't been working lately, but, who cares? Go to DCRTV.com. That's our address. Well, I can't access your site on DCRTV.net. Okay, fine. Go to DCRTV.com because that's the damn website's name. Why do you want to access it via? All I do is I have those two addresses. I buy them because I don't want someone else getting them. I don't want someone else. I don't want Fishbowl DC to suddenly come up on DCRTV.net because. But I gotta go find some server somewhere that's doing something weird and figure it out. But it's like I do everything here. I sell ads, I beg for donations, I do writing, I do web design, I do taxes, I do accounting, I do promotions, I do Dave TV. I'm a big star. Too much to do. Interesting. Also, Mike O'Mara the other day, somebody posted a link to eBay that there was a Mike O'Mara book on eBay. And I get a phone call the other night. It's Mike O'Mara. Hey, Dave. Mike O'Mara says, I didn't write a book. So apparently there was some fraudulenty thing going around there on eBay. We pulled the post on the mailbag and tracked it down, and I think he got it pulled off of eBay. But if you see a post, or if you see somebody offering a Mike O'Mara book for $50 or something like that, have the little bells of warning go off in your head because Mike didn't write no book. So watch out for that. Okay. Thanks for watching Dave TV on this Friday, the 2013. I love it listening to MAL, by the way. Oh, with the inauguration coming up and Obama getting reelected and how their station has become so irrelevant and how just about every jurisdiction in the Washington area voted for Obama last year despite their 24/7 slam on Obama. It's just so funny to listen to these guys at MAL. They're just bothered like crazy. We're going to have 4 more years of Barack Obama, and they're just like, oy vey. It's enjoyable. It's fun to listen to that. Larry O'Connor denies that he's gay, even though he wears V-neck shirts and loves Broadway show tunes. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Thanks for watching Dave TV. Live long and prosper.